Welcome to World of Ability. My name is Sue Roskoff, and we are here every Saturday at 2 o'clock Central and talking all things ability and then some. We are excited. Actually, we've got some very fun guests joining us today. And to do some introductions, I'm going to go ahead and bring Emily in to get us rolling. So Emily, over to you.
Okay, so guess we'll start with our guest. We met through the Happy Neighborhood Project, and this person named Don is in the health and wellness thing, and is also a veteran. And so, Don, are you there to talk?
Yes, ma'am. Whatever you need.
All right, so I'm gonna bring you in here.
Welcome.
So I was just here to see you, but Don, you want to take a minute or so, or say a little bit about who you are, what you do?
Sure, it might take a little more than a minute, but I'll be glad to explain that.
Awesome.
Go right
Anytime
ahead.
you're ready. You ready for me to go now?
Sure.
Yeah, whenever you're ready.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Don Crumlin here. I am your certified health and wellness consultant and coach, and I like to blend what I call wellness in motion concept, whereas you have the fitness component and the nutritional component in order to bring you into total wellness. Now, part of what I teach is the basic three-legged stool method of flexibility, strength, and endurance. We're all familiar with three-legged stool. All three legs have to be in balance in order for you not fall over and it to still be supportable. So in order to be happy, healthy, well, and safe in all of the things that you do, whether it's hiking or biking or tennis or basketball, whatever your activity is. And like I said, my theme is always wellness in motion. You need to make sure that your foundation, just like you build a house with a strong foundation first before you put the window dressing and all the other good things in there. And so the three legs of the stool are flexibility, strength, and endurance. So the weightlifters, a lot of strength, not necessarily a lot of flexibility and endurance. The distance runners, lots of endurance, not necessarily a lot of flexibility and strength. And the yoga practitioners, lots of flexibility, not necessarily a lot of strength and endurance. And you cannot outwork a poor diet. So that's why I bring together the nutritional side. So everything on my website is all natural, plant-based, gluten-free, vegan, and kosher, all natural, all organic. Have over 200 vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and adaptogens in the product. And also the differentiator is it's rated as a food, which is a higher designation than supplements. Well, how does that make a difference? Because with concentrated food, there's no problem with age, pregnancy, or interaction with any medications. Additionally, everything is all natural. It's Mother Nature knows best. So the difference in a food and supplements is that supplements only have a 28% usable absorbing nutritional value in terms of how much is actually absorbed when you take the product. The rest of it literally goes right through you. And with concentrated food, you have a 98% usable nutritional absorption rate. So you're automatically, instantly getting a much bigger bang for the buck, as well as the fact that, as I said, Mother Nature knows best. Everything that's good for you is in it. It's all the good and none of the bad. And there are no artificial chemicals, et cetera, in all of the products. I'll give you an example for the weightlifters. They're familiar with whey proteins that you buy commercially. If you were to take those commercial products and take them to an independent lab, it's not going to say this on the label, but you'll find toxins, carcinogens, heavy metals, all that sort of thing are based on my research. And once again, I'm a certified health and wellness consultant, is the only product that is totally clean of any of those negative issues. So there are no artificial anything in chemicals, et cetera, all of that stuff. None of that is in any of our products. And once again, it's concentrated food, not supplements. And my name is Don Crumlin, and that's what I like to do. I like to help people with their wellness issues, whether they're just trying to feel better, weight transformation, weekend warrior, professional athlete, and everybody in between. Do I have time to talk about my background a little bit, or is my time up?
No, please do. I'd love to hear more.
Okay.
We've got a couple other people we'll bring in after as well, and they can join the conversation. But go ahead and tell us a little bit more about your background, and then we'll bring the
My
others in.
background, I spent a little bit of time in the military, Desert Shield, Desert Storm, Kosovo conflict, and I was mission support commander during Operation Iraqi Freedom. So I've done a few things. I also was the senior quality advisor for the Medi-Cal account for all of California for 16 years. So I have a little bit of exposure to, in that environment, every malady under the sun. In the Air Force environment, I helped design the modern fitness standard for the Air Force and each military branch. And I also worked with them, develop their customized version of it. So we originally had a run walk test of 1.5 miles, and people would drive a desk for 364 days and then try and get out on the track and gut it out through the fitness test. And we were losing about 6 people per year doing that. I was a young major at the time at the Numbered Air Force. I was a section chief. General Whaley was a no-nonsense guy, 2-star general. He came into my office. He said, "You're this wellness fitness guy. Fix this or else." So I was highly motivated, and I came up with a program that involved measurements. It involved the BMI, I included the run walk test, but I also added calisthenics, sit-ups, push-ups, that kind of thing, along with the measurements. And I developed a nutritional plan to go with it, because once again, as I said, as a foundational thing, you cannot outwork a poor diet. So all that junk food and all of that other stuff has to go. And we had people that were really in bad shape, had to have a monthly plan worked out where they were measured on a monthly basis, and they had to show progress in order to not be eliminated from the service. The people that were borderline had a quarterly test. Once again, they had to show progress. And for the gym rats, it was informational only. But once again, they had to learn, some of them the hard way, that you cannot outwork a poor diet. So that is basically, I've been blessed to, and those were over, because I was at the Numbered Air Force, the headquarters of 4th Air Force, there were over 20,000 people. So I've been blessed to work with a large sample size from all of my 16 years at Medi-Cal and my years in the military, where I helped develop the fitness program there. And so I found out what works, what gets people results. And that's the bottom line. People want to know, how can you help me? How can we relieve my pain? How can I get to the place that I need to be with whatever my wellness journey is? And that's what I do. That's my background. I will put my contact information in the chat area, and people are welcome to go to my website, contact me anyway. There's a Calendly there to set an appointment if you want to have a one-on-one. That's all great and wonderful and fine with me. Back to you, Sue and Emily. Thank you very much for your time.
Well, and I see the HMP logos on there. Where are you co-hosts? Oh, you're muted. Sorry.
I'm co-host with the Book Lovers group that meets on Thursday nights.
Excellent.
So where else would a nerd go but Book Lovers?
I love that. Yeah, because Emily and I and Kurt are all co-hosts in Wisconsin, Minnesota. So we're on Tuesdays at 1 o'clock. And another friend that we've met through the Happy Neighborhood Project is Marianne of Waikiki. So I wonder if we can bring her on in to say hello. I'm not sure if you guys have met yet.
Yes, we have.
You guys have. Okay. Well, let me bring you on in here. And actually, Emily, you'll have to bring her in because I passed the host over to you and now I have no control left. So Marianne, why don't you introduce yourself to everybody as well?
Well, aloha and hola. Thank you so much for having us here every Saturday on the World of Ability. I'm Marianne Ambrose. I'm Marianne of Waikiki. Why not me? The letter Y is a fun word today, and we'll explain that a little bit later.
Hello.
Yes, and so it's my Marianne of Waikiki is my book author name, and my sign language name, Marianne of Waikiki, and I'm the author and Apple game developer on coloring books of the Acts of Kindness series. My books are written for animation movies with sign language characters, 200 folk animal characters, with soundtrack by a local Hawaiian artist, Lucy and the Perfect Wave. And Nick's guitar sounds like whales and dolphins. So it's back to school season. And through Happy Neighborhood Projects, I was the co-host in Hawaii, where I became the sign language interpreter for the HNP Ability Group. And I'm in San Carlos, Mexico now. I sailed down here with my neighbor from Hawaii. And so I'm getting back into networking with HNP. And I'm sorry I missed the HNP book lovers. We kind of had a meeting with my attorney because we're experiencing a hurricane that's passing by again. So we had a captain's club meeting. And anyway, so yes, I'm here and I talk about hearing loss. That's my background. I was a case manager with the deaf back in Grand Rapids, Michigan over 33 years ago when President Bush signed the American Disabilities Act at that time. And we have another partner, Trevor Gibbs, out of Orlando, who has a charity revolution who evaluates websites to make sure you're ADA compliant. And if you're not, businesses in USA can receive up to a $75,000 fine. So I had an amazing busy week networking with Trevor Gibbs yesterday, who is reevaluating our new website. It's actsofkindnessseries.com. You can see the book flyers. We're uploading the animation videos of the signing characters for the books. And we have our World of Ability section. So people can contact us. We're going to be putting Trevor Gibbs in there. So again, we're uploading it. And the good news, it's back to school season. So all classroom teachers, so there's 30,000 schools in USA, 3,000 deaf, blind, autistic schools, that teachers can request the books from DonorsChoose.org. It takes about 10 minutes. A special ed teacher in Hawaii introduced it to me after my first sailing book signing tour in Southwest Florida to Virginia, and book sign at Key West Aquarium and Marathon Aquarium. And I came back and she requested the books and posted it. And in 2 weeks, she got funded in, she requested 50 books. Excuse me, she requested 50 books. She was funded in 2 weeks. And the Amazon sent out the books to the classroom. They started reading the first book called Underwater Acts of Kindness. Thank you, Sue, for ocean cleanup, which features Noah, the hard of hearing whale, who is recruited by the general of the New Earth Army to tackle the Great Pacific Garbage Patch between Hawaii and California. And Noah loses his hearing in his boating accident and is rehabilitated by a hermit crab named Dr. Fingers, the finger spelling hermit crab, at the Rehab Clinic. So you can meet all these characters in their new videos again on the website, actsofkindnessseries.com. So Don, we have 500 million people worldwide now, especially military moms and dads coming home from being of service who can't hear their own children or grandchildren. And I had the opportunity to actually sign with the Air Force Band in Honolulu. I was invited by our Chamber of Commerce president, the late Marsha Joyner, to come down and bring the puppets at the bandstand while they played. The kids danced and interact, and we had a great time. The musicians were like, what's this and what's going on? But we all got to go out and play. What an experience. And I actually got to do some lunch and learn shows at the Hickam Air Force Base and the Army base. I met some of the generals. They brought us up for a luncheon. I had the characters out there signing and greeting with the chickens. So just great fun and entertainment to share with these military families. So
Fantastic.
yeah.
For those that aren't fluent in Hawaiian, when I said mahalo earlier, mahalo means thank you in Hawaiian. And I was stationed at Hickam Air Force Base for 2.5 years. I was the chief of wartime planning for headquarters PACAF. So I'm a little bit familiar with Hawaii, and I thank you for all of the wonderful work you're doing with your program and your cause.
Thank you. Well, we need to share this worldwide, and through, again, Happy Neighborhood Projects, we met Lawrence Wingate Studios in North Carolina. He's retired Army, so he's received the books. And he's supporting this Saturday shows as well. So the vision and mission, Don, is to bring these books into animation movies, and they're educational not only for ocean cleanup. My second book is Rabbit Acts of Kindness Nobles Anti-Bullying Month, which introduces Harry the Hard of Hearing Rabbit, Chelsea the Courageous Sign Language Chicken.
Oh boy, that sounds like fun.
The
Fun with learning. That's great.
Upload videos at all ages of the heart. So, and the website is available 24/7. And we have a short book called Pono the Hawaiian Polo Pony, and who has a deaf writer. And we're getting the books over there to help support Maui Strong with fundraising. Leanne McLaughlin, our regular guest, is donating to filter to Maui schools. So he's been diligently working on emailing and finding out what we can do in the community. He's also getting prepared for his Sedona fundraising show in the next week. He's bringing filters to 40 countries. He's part of the United Nations. American airline ambassadors working with him. And Bill Gates recognized him for a 5th year in a row for his amazing work. And in our 4th book, or 3rd novel animation movie book, is called Cool Acts of Kindness for Climate Change, which will be featuring Waterflow, the whale, and flow will be the acronym for the love of water. And working with my Suzanne Sims, she relocated to Guadalajara, Mexico. I'm in San Carlos, Mexico now. And we have applied for 2 grants from Awesome Foundation in Hawaii to write the book. And there's also a separate part of it for persons with disabilities. So again, anybody can apply for these monthly grants of up to $1,000. So I'm real excited and manifesting that we receive them so we can write these books. And again, through Happy Neighborhood Projects, Helpopedia, Maureen and Phil introduced me to Deep L, and Trevor Gibbs is helping me break down the books because they're too large for Deep L to translate the books into 30 different languages. So we'll be starting with Spanish next month. And I made a connection with Argot Gold over here that brings books to the Spanish deaf schools down here. So a lot of networking. And Donna, I don't know if you knew too, Subaru in Hawaii for the month of August gave $25,000 to classroom teachers requesting products from Donors Choose. We can multiply that into these other states. So with your connections in California, we can, help get these books there. I sent the books to Natalia, who's a teacher, an elementary theater teacher in Los Angeles, who's going to share it with her school district. And we need to get these books out there. So again, you can get the books and the coloring books, learn the fingerspelling alphabet, all on the Acts of Kindness series.com. And there's links to take you to the app games after you read the chapters of the books and learn the fingerspelling alphabet. So I want to pass this over to Barbara. She's a retired teacher and she's always giving good feedback. So welcome again, Barbara.
Thank you. See where I am. There I am. Thank you. I seem to come and go on this phone, but yeah, I'm excited. I just got to do a speech about failures. And I asked everyone, think of any dreams that you had, any failures that you had to go through. And we talked about someone who wanted to have a political office, right? And got rejected 7 times, tried everything, to be a senator, rejected, to be a speaker, to have a lease land officer, to finally trying to be vice president 7 times, tried 7 times, got rejected. About a woman who wanted to solve a problem, and she did 487 different experiments, all that failed. And when, her husband went, this isn't going to work. This could take 100 years. Her response was, that would be such a pity because this can help people. Well, I'm not going to quit as long as I'm alive. And this person who so wanted to put out children's books, and he went to 54 different publishers, got rejected every single time that, his work wasn't good enough. Another gentleman who wanted to do, he wanted to, do cartoons, and he was told, as he was trying to put himself out there, that, you don't have the talent that's needed. You got to try to find something else to do. You're not good at this. And I can keep going on. I want to tell you that that first person who failed 7 times every time he tried to do something, getting in politics, in 1860, he was nominated and won as president of the United States, and that was Abraham Lincoln. The lady that said she wasn't going to quit because she was going to make a difference, that turned out to be Madame Curie, who finally was able to isolate radium and create X-rays, and she helped so many people who were in the military who would have lost limbs and their lives if not for what she did. The person that kept being rejected 54 times for, your book's not good, that was Ed Geisel, and he's somebody that we all are familiar with the name Dr. Seuss, for the person that wanted to do cartoons and ended up, wouldn't quit, kept being told you don't have the talent. He ended up being able to work for a church in their church newspaper. And he didn't have a place to be. He was working out of a garage. There were mice running around, which is the clue that now we not only know him, Walt Disney, but we know about one of the mice that was keeping him company. And if you hear what Ayn Rand did to become the writer she was, and how hard she worked, and the woman who wanted to be the best swimmer in the world, and her incredible discipline, getting up 4:30 every morning, even when she didn't want to. And she could get herself, she had to study too. She had to do well in school. So she knew when she would have 10 minutes here that she was going to study in 15 minutes here, and was able to excel. Ayn Rand actually went to study about being an architect when she was going to do the Fountainhead. She wanted to show what one person could do with their work. And then she went and she worked with architects. And when she met Lloyd Wright, who was considered one of our greatest architects at his time, he said, I can't believe how well you understand what it is to be an architect. And she would be up, she wouldn't eat until after 12 o'clock at night. There were 33 days she never came out of her house, just staying so focused. And now we all know her with Fountainhead and Adam Shrugged, and as one of our great writers. So I could talk about Miss America, who kept failing, and what was behind these people and their determination never to accept failure, never to listen to people that said you're not good enough, who it's as if the universe understood the tremendous efforts they were making, and person after person being rewarded because of never quitting. And that's something that I really wanted to share today. You guys could relate.
Yeah, everyone has a piece of that they can grab onto, because we all fail our way to success, right? Yeah. Everything we do, it takes trial and error and figuring out what path am I going down. And it's fun to hear those stories that people that we've heard of, but probably didn't know how they got there. So I love that. Thanks so much for sharing that, Barbara.
Thomas Edison. And I also want to share that it's boys loving their mothers so much, that loving the women in their lives. Like Thomas Edison had to hear a doctor say, I could have saved your mother if I had enough light. And that was behind his determination. And supposedly he failed 10,000 times, and he said, well, now I know 10,000 ways that this can't work. So I'm getting closer to
Closer to the way it will.
yeah, and did that. And, Bell Telephone because of someone loving their mom. And Ford, a doctor said, I wish I could have gotten to her, in time. And he decided people would be able to drive and be faster, and just amazing stories, and what inspired people, what gave them that determination.
I love that. And
Mhm.
actually with that, I'm personally going to be signing off here. I'm going to hand the hosting over to Emily, and looking forward to catching up and hearing the rest of what the conversation is here today. So thank you guys so much. And again, always welcome to come on back. But Emily, I'm going to pass this on over to you. So you can take this through the end of the show. So thanks so much.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Don,
Thank you.
Don, I like that you dubbed yourself as the Chief Fun Officer. Yeah, you're on. Don.
I hate when that happens. Yeah, just like it said, learning, when you make learning fun, it happens a lot easier, and people stay focused and engaged a lot better. So I like to include fun with everything I do. People have really serious issues with regard to their wellness. Obviously, that's my passion. And, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And obviously, I care very much about that. So I try to work with people and make sure it's an enjoyable journey, because some people get to a point where they're frustrated. Maybe they've tried this and that and the other thing, and it hasn't worked for them. And because of my background, I know what gets results, and that's what I focus on. So it's one size fits one, whatever the person's wellness focus, issue, challenge is, where I work with them to figure out, okay, where are you now? Where would you like to be? How can we get there in a way that's fun and fulfilling for you in order to accomplish your goals? So that's what I like to focus on, and that's how I like to configure things. Thank you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
I have a quick question for you, Don. Again, I apologize. We had to have a voters meeting because of the hurricane, and I missed the book lovers. Tell me a little bit about HNP book lovers.
Well, we just had our first meeting this past Thursday, and we had quite a turnout. We had about 16 people, and which was great for an opening event. And people shared their favorite books, their favorite authors. We talked about different books that people had brought a message to. We had a lot of religious people in there that talked about their stories and experiences with the Bible. We had a lot of people that talked about books that they got a lot of fun out of. We talked about books that people got a lot of business effectiveness information, like the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, the book by Dr. Stephen Covey, and going through all of those steps. Be proactive, begin with the end in mind, but first things first, seek first to understand, then to be understood, and it goes on from there. So and naturally the final one, step number 7, is sharpen the saw, which is an encouragement to keep refreshing. Even though you think you've reached a certain level of accomplishment, expertise, etc., you still need to keep refreshing your ongoing education, continuing education, and continuing skill set in order to stay on top of your game, basically, as you go forward with that, and to share that. And the whole message behind happiness is to share it with everyone, and the best way to do that is to be happy and make it fun for people. So I try to fall in line with that and emulate that message, and I enjoy what I do with working with all of the wonderful people in all the different areas in the Happy Neighborhood Project. And what I try to share with what I do and the experiences and the knowledge base that I have in order to help people in their wellness journeys. Did that answer your question? I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh, no, it did. So, and I just, yeah, no, there's good information to know. So, again, if you can help us get the books, out to, your schools in California and the military families, that would be amazing. They're going to love the Acts of Kindness series. And we have great characters with purpose and of being of service. So again, thank you for you being of service. And thank you so much, Emily, for being of service here and the support from Transform You Media and Lawrence Wingate Studios. Aloha. Aloha means hello and aloha means goodbye. Until we meet again.
So Don, I understand that you're a musician, right? What do
Yes.
are you in a band?
Yes,
So,
I'm in a couple of bands. Hold on while I make sure before I get distracted that I get my email address to Marianne.
I believe I set up a Monday, 10 o'clock with you.
Okay, I will look forward to that. Sounds good.
I think it went through.
I will check in just a moment as soon as I answer Emily's question. Yes, I play with the band I play guitar. I have 12 guitars. I play with the band that supports the choir at my church. So I'm performing on stage every Sunday morning. And I also on a semi-regular basis play with a very popular R&B band that's local here in the Sacramento area called LSB Band, Love Somebody. And they play country, blues, and mostly R&B dance music. But they play basically a little bit of everything. So it's a lot of fun to work with them. And they have very, very talented singers that are the main focus of the group. And it's a lot of fun to play with them. So yes, I take music is something that I enjoy very, very much. And I'm glad I have an opportunity to play as often as I do.
Do you guys like travel around different places or just kind of stay?
Oh yeah, the LSB band plays all over the Northern California area.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's awesome. Like, how long have you been part of the one or both of the, well, I guess maybe the one band?
Wow. Well, I've been playing with the church off and on for several years. I'd say about 15. And with the LSB band, I've only been playing with them for about a year. But before that, I played with several other different bands. I played with let's see, Snow Day Band, which was similar but different. And that was an interesting experience. So I played with them for a handful of years. And before that, I've played with just various jazz, funk fusion, pop, and a smattering of, when I was the band leader of the American Heritage Band when I was still in the military. It was very eclectic. We had, and that was interesting. The interesting thing about playing with them was that I was not a fan of country music, but I found out that we had a number of musicians in the band that were, because it was a multicultural band. And we played for the military and the budget cuts. They used to have a band at every base that played for different functions. And this one that I put together in order to replace that, since the budget cuts had taken that away, was for volunteer musicians to get together. And I led the band. And we played at retirements, military picnics, special events like Flag Day, Memorial, those types of things. And I learned that it was fun to play some country music, even though I wasn't a country music fan. So it was very interesting experience to do all of that. So I've been blessed with a very wide range of repertoire with regard to the music that I've been involved in.
That's good.
Well, I just want to put a shout out too with your products too. I got introduced to Happy Neighborhood Products. Mark Segal was a host in Florida. I don't know if you can see it. He's got a product. It's for CBD. It's a spray, and this is from Pain to Power. And I got it when I got it shipped to me when we started sailing from San Diego to Cabo. And you know, sailing in a boat, it's like living in a washing machine and being bounced around. And I put the spray on my wrist, and within 4 minutes, I was like Pain to Power. And so I highly recommend it. I just got some shipped down to me again. So I know we have an opportunity to talk about different products. It really works. And I just also want to share with you too, I got a banana here. We love our health insurance agent, Banana Nick. And Nick is also going to be a character in the book Cool Acts of Kindness. He's a banana slug puppet talking about health insurance and climate change. I'm not quite sure how the story is going to go, but I started experiencing different things with the heat being so extreme down here. My foot cramped up. And so I'm using some magnesium supplements and eating a lot of bananas, thinking of Banana Nick. And I started the banana diet now that's out there on there too. So cooking up bananas and some spices in the morning, it's filling and seeing a body change. And yeah, got to shift some of that energy with everything down here. So thanks for sharing all your supplements. And again, this is what we do in Happy Neighborhood Projects. And Nick has his Lunch and Learns. So, and we got the new Book Lovers Club. It's so exciting of how we're expanding these different events and topics through the Happy Neighborhood Project. So again, thank you so much, Emily, for having us here today.
Mm-hmm.
You are very welcome. Oh, Barbara, do you have something you want to say?
Oh no, I'm just excited. I'm proud about watching this effort to create this program, create greater and greater value and more community, and it's beautiful to watch. And just my own being accepted and feeling like I have something to say that's going to help people. That's so great to find a way to do this. And I'm really proud of Mary Ann, and I'm really excited about meeting our friend who's gonna teach us how to go from pain to power, how to become healthier and make a good difference in the world. So Emily, thank you. Thank you for all of the work and, and the faith, the effort that you've kept up for years now, right? To bring us to this point, to make this happen. Thank you.
So yes, thank you for sharing your stories too about failure, because it does take some work. And I started this book journey over a decade ago through guided meditation. And I'm grateful that I have a team and my co-writer who wants to work and write with me. And actually, Don, her first husband was the late Colonel James Shannon, who actually wrote the movie Men Who Stare at Goats. And it's a great lesson that we have in the book too, with the New Earth Army, with the general of the New Earth Army and the lessons and all that. So again, it's been a great experience to work with these amazing people. However, it's a challenge with all the editing, the redos, the submissions. So, you don't want to give up. And I sent a book submission to Europe Books, and I got contacted, and they do want to help me publish it. It's expensive, But we got other options. And again, I know we can self-publish these books. We can bring them into the schools. And again, we have a great organization called DonorsChoose.org. It's back to school. And actually in 2019, Good Morning America raised millions of dollars to teachers who request products on Donors Choose. So we can do that also. We can do that through Happy Neighborhood and through these Saturday shows to get this information out to the teachers, how easy it is. Thank you, Subaru Hawaii, for donating $25,000 to classroom teachers requesting products for their classrooms. So not only we have books and coloring books, finger spelling, alphabet, and it's for all ages of the heart, and they're global topics of what is really happening in our world. So thank you so much for your support, Barbara. And it's going to benefit the world. And we need, Don, we need to get these out to the military families. We need to find some funding to have Lawrence Wingate Studios to help me bring these into animation movies and to bring these in to the schools and the military bases and have fun with it. And in a way, I've always kind of said, I'm your next J.K. Rowling, Dora the Explorer. We want to retell like Hello Kitty, and no one has done it with sign language characters. And why not me? And the letter Y comes up because this week we were in New York with Kurt, and his name was Curdy, and there was a letter Y at the end. And I was like, so I started calling Curdy Roscoff. And then I look up and I see the other guy's names. Mike is Mikey, and then Derek is Dereky. So I'm like, why is this Y coming up? And it was a joke earlier today with us too. So we're still ending it up with a joke here. So why not me, Barbara? Why not me? Why can't I do it?
Mhm.
And it's going to benefit the world. So thank you for your support of, not giving up and helping me see the vision and the mission, because I know this is going to go global and worldwide. And again, this is what the universe told me what I was my next purpose to do. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. Thank you for doing it.
So, down your martial arts instructor too.
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome.
Another storyline. Whenever you ask me a question, so sadly, it leads to another big story. Way back when the dinosaurs roamed in my prime, I trained with both the Korean and the USA Taekwondo Olympic teams. So yes, martial arts has been a part of my life for quite a while.
Awesome. Okay, thank you, Karen. And Karen put the link to this recording in the chat for everybody's future reference. We are also live streaming to YouTube, so everybody could share this around. That'd be good too, and I'll send that to everybody so everybody has it for their reference. But this show was started a few years ago on July 26th, 2020, on the 30th anniversary of the passage of the Americans with Disabilities Act by then President George H.W. Bush. And would like to well, the show was started by Kurt and one of our partners, Marcus Hart, Transform You Media. I'd also like to thank Our partners are Marcus Hart, Transforming Media, Jay and the Disability, Jay Sloan of the Disability Channel, Zach Clayton of the Peck Channel, and Lawrence McGee of Wingate Studios. We're playing these shows on their platforms. And should anybody have any so John, if somebody had any questions, how would they be able to get a hold of you? Or if you stepped away.
Okay.
So how about
People can
Mary,
visit,
how would-
again, the actsofkindnessseries.com. There's a QR code here. You can see the books. You can visit donorschoose.org. And again, I want to highlight Liam McLaughlin with Clean Water Foundation. He's preparing for a fundraising event next couple of weeks in Sedona, Arizona. He brings clean water filters to 40 countries. He's part of the United Nations as well as the Ambassador Airlines, American Ambassador Airlines. And he was recognized by Bill Gates Foundation for the 5th year in a row. He's also donating 2 filters to Maui schools for Maui Strong. And we also would like an update too, Emily, about the Afro Film Festival happening in October with Jasper. What's the update with that? What are the dates for that?
the Afro Film Festival, as Marianne said, is going to be held October 12th, 13th, and 14th in Atlanta, Georgia, at the Auburn Research Library. So it's a big 3-day event. There's going to, it's a hybrid event, so if you aren't able to attend in person for whatever reason, you'll be able to join us online. So there's gonna be films and speakers and different things going on. So it should be a good time. And there's a website. So the website is film market summit.org. So that's market summit.org. To check that out. So if anybody would like to join us in helping plan that, we do have a WhatsApp group. So to connect with us if you're interested in that. We also have other shows that we do throughout the week. And so like the World of Women and others are Ability MK now. If you're interested, we're always looking for guests to be on our shows. So if you are interested in coming on and being a guest like Marianne, Don, and Barbara, we'd love to have you. So please connect with us. And we are here every Saturday at 2 o'clock here every Saturday for the World of Billy at 2:00 p.m. Central Time, 3:00 Eastern. And so, Marianne, do you have any last words, or how could somebody get a hold of you?
Again, you can visit the new website, actsofkindnessseries.com. You can see all the flyers, see the links to take you to the Apple games. There's 11 app games that are free. You read the books, the chapters. We're going to be uploading the fingerspelling alphabet characters, learn the ASL alphabet, have fun. And so go out and play. I'm Marianne of Waikiki, and thank you, Curdy Roscoff. We'll call you Donnie, Emily, and Barbie. That's the Y theme today. And why not me? Thank you so much for the inspiration of all those amazing thought leaders, founders who brought amazing works to us through their lifetime. Thank you again, Barbara. So thank you, Don. Looking forward to Monday's conversation with you. And again, Emily, it was a pleasure. We love being here on the World of Ability, again, sponsored by Transform You Media and Lawrence Wingate Studios. And aloha. Adios, amigas and amigos.
Aloha.
Marianne de Mexico.
And do you have any last words, or how would somebody get a hold of you if they had any questions?
My information is in the chat area there. Please, everyone is welcome to visit my website. It also has my contact information at creativecrummelassociates.com. I also have a full spectrum of CBD products there on one of the tabs, on the About Us tab. It's my website, so it's about me. You'll find videos of me explaining different things about the product, some testimonials, and a little bio about me, so that you'll be able to see some of the things that I've done that I didn't just fall off a turnip truck yesterday. And what else? Please feel free to explore the website. Contact me any way you wish. Any questions, be more than happy to meet with anybody and answer them for you. And the products, like I said, are rated as food, which is a higher designation than supplements. So 98% absorption, usable absorption rate versus 28% for supplements. Worth taking a look at for those of you that are not familiar with that. And I'm all about helping people get results in whatever their wellness journey is.
And Barbara, do you have any last words that you like to say?
Can you still hear me? Yeah, I mean, Don's saying, I don't know, like his complete name or how you find his website, or so that I need to hear from.
It's all right there in the chat area. Can you see the chat area? Are you able to see the chat area, Barbara? Hello? That's Barbara?
Otherwise, Barbara, I can send it to you as well.
Okay, yeah, that'd be fine.
But I'd like to thank you, Don, for coming on, and Barbara. It was
Absolutely.
a good time.
Thank you for inviting me. You're very welcome. Glad to be of service.
And
are we signing off now, or are there any other questions, or what would you like to do from here?
I think we are.
You still recording?
Okay, so I want to thank everybody for whoever joins us today, and do have a safe